Hello, fellow fantasy sports fans. Welcome to MFSN The Hub's Fantasy Football Strategy Show, Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. I'm Dr. Dan Ratner, and I'm here as always with Casey, Vlad to the Bone, Scheinbold, and Ross the Boss.
Hey, everybody. Ross the Boss coming live from Los Angeles, California. And yes, we will talk fantasy strategy, do's and don'ts, what to do for week 11.
So let's dive in with talking about maybe some injury replacements, who's on bye. First, let's talk about who's on bye. I think it's just the Saints and the Colts, if I have that right.
It is.
Okay, so, the Saints, and that's not a big loss for most fantasy teams, unfortunately. I'm not meaning to diss the Saints, but they just don't have a lot of firepower. The Colts, meanwhile, let's talk about Jonathan Taylor. Last week, 244 yards on 32 carries, 3 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 42 yards. I mean, the guy approached 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
And that's not the first game where he's rushed for 203 touchdowns, is it? Didn't he do it earlier in the season as well?
He did. I think he did. I'll pull it up. Not for he didn't rush for over 200 yards, but he's had 3 touchdowns 3 of the last 7 weeks. I mean, he's just been an absolute monster. Actually, no, he 4 out of the last 9. I mean, this guy is winning leagues everywhere. So, you're not trading for Jonathan Taylor at this point. But let's talk about Daniel Jones. Casey, not to rub it in, you're a Giants fan, but I mean,
yes.
What do you think about this? Is he for real? I mean,
no.
He's not for real.
Don't get me wrong. He is a good game manager quarterback, but he's behind one of the better offensive lines in football and has an incredible running back who takes all the pressure off of him. I mean, you put Bryce Young on that team, and Bryce Young is probably, they're still 8-2 or whatever they are. Maybe they 8-3, 7-3 or something. Don't get me wrong. He's better than the Giants allowed him to be because the Giants are a dumpster fire. But no, I don't. It reminds me of the 2022 Giants that made the playoffs on Dable's first year, and they actually won a playoff game. I think they went 10-7 or 9-7, whatever it was. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback type, but I mean,
but is he like a game manager type? Like, can he be a Brock Montana, as Ross calls him? Can he be a game manager that's actually going to last? It's really interesting because I find there's certain quarterbacks like Sam Darnold. It's like, okay, they've had a career resurgence. Even Mac Jones, I'm starting to wonder about, like, is he becoming a professional quarterback? Like,
well, I think Mac Jones is I think Mac Jones is kind of that Ryan Fitzpatrick type of guy who can go into any system and he's smart enough. And
that's pretty good though.
Yeah. Because, and I say this all the time when people talk about Mac Jones, if you forget, when Brian Thomas Jr. was lighting the world on fire and became a first round wide receiver, it was when Mac Jones was the quarterback, not Trevor Lawrence.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Albert Mariquin says, good afternoon. Good to see you, Albert. Let us know if you have any questions. All right, let's switch to the Thursday night game. I mean, I have to say, almost nothing makes me want to go to sleep more than the New York Jets. I mean, are they the worst team in the league? And I don't mean just this year. Like, are they just the worst franchise in the league at this point? I have to ask it.
Well, Woody, their owner, Woody Johnson, correct? Is that his name? Did I get it right?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yes, it's Woody Johnson of the Johnson and Johnson.
He tries to sign people. I mean, I think it's just bad coaching. He has the players. And Casey and I talked about it earlier in the week that this guy really wants to have a winner in
But
New
the
York.
Players all get worse in New York. Every time they go there, they get worse.
I don't know what it is. I think they're going to try to lose on purpose. Their star wide receiver Wilson will not be back this season, I don't think. And they want that number 1 quarterback in the draft. They want the guy from Alabama or the guy from,
Indiana,
Mendoza. I mean, there's a lot of good quarterbacks coming out, and that's what they're doing. But they want to keep their base. They don't want to lose their base. They want to keep Hall. They want to keep Wilson. And
but on offense, but they gutted their defense. They traded their 2 best defensive players.
Sauce
That's
Gardner
the part that doesn't make sense.
But Sauce Gardner, I think he was drafted as this messiah, as this great defensive player.
And the first 3 years he was. I still think he's a top 5 or 6 cornerback in the league.
He's burned a lot, Casey. I mean, I've watched some of those games, and
I don't think he cares.
That's the thing. I wonder about the mentality.
I think you have to take the fact that they weren't in any competitive games. And so he's like, why am I going to?
You're right. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying
I could intercept this ball and we'll still not get points.
Yeah.
All right. So in the meantime, on the other side of the ball tonight, let's look at the Patriots. That team, that franchise, they suffered for 2.5 years.
Oh my.
I mean, I don't know how long it was, but it was not long.
2.5 years. That's good.
I mean, for that kind of franchise to get Drake May, be able to develop him. I mean, where does Drake May rank in your quarterbacks? Like, if you have to rank him for the future, he's top 5 for you?
Top 5, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all
my
that
bold
surprising.
prediction. My bold prediction was he finishes as a top 6 quarterback this year in fantasy. So I've always been a believer.
You're right again. I mean,
I think but I was wrong about some other stuff.
No.
I can name a lot of those.
No.
But yeah, I mean, they've put him in a good system. They've surrounded him with the right coaching. I mean, Josh McDaniels, as much as he was terrible as a head coach, he seems to know his way around an offense. And Travion Henderson's worked out. Stephon Diggs has worked out. It's
yeah. I mean,
Travion Henderson is just beginning to work out. I was fully expecting him to work out anyway.
Did you see that 69-yard run he had last week? I mean, that guy has speed to burn. He'll have a big run tonight against the Jets, at least one.
I read a story where he was running down the sideline, I think, for his second long touchdown.
Yeah.
And he looked at his sideline and said, "Am I allowed to score?" Because
he
wanted to know if he was supposed to go down and just run clock.
He like kind of zigzagged and he turned his head and he wanted to know if they wanted him to score.
And everybody when he was in the preseason lighting it up, everybody was obviously hyping him up as Jahmyr Gibbs with a little more like poundage and muscle on him. I don't think, if I remember correctly, Jahmyr Gibbs' first 10 or 12 weeks in the league were not impressive either. I think it just because they had a dual backfield. They had David Montgomery. Here they have Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson's been out the past few weeks, and so Henderson's been given a chance.
And look, everybody forgets things like that. I mean, once Jahmyr Gibbs becomes a superstar, they don't remember what it was like those first couple of weeks.
Well, it's the Mike Trout effect, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, he was terrible when he came up. And now nobody's going to, I mean, obviously we do remember it, but we don't really remember it in any way.
No.
You only remember if they end up being a total bust. All right, guys, tell me at this point in the season, the fantasy season, what are you looking to do? And it probably depends on your record, but like, let's say you're in a playoff position. Strategically, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to add the handcuffs of the running backs? Are you looking to strengthen certain positions?
I guess the answer to everything, right? It depends. I think if I know I'm going to make the playoffs, let's say I'm 7-3, 8-2, 6-4, somewhere in that range, and it would take a colossal mistake or something for me to not make the playoffs. I'm probably trying to use some of that depth that I've relied on to get me through the bye weeks and to get me to the record I have to upgrade a roster for the playoffs. I want to get I don't care about my bench in the playoffs, to be quite honest. It's 3 games. There's no buys. If one of your stars get hurt, you're kind of ruined anyway, because you're playing the other best teams. So it's where I'm looking at somebody who might be 5-5 or 4-6 and is fighting for playoff spot. And I say, hey, I can give you this number 2 wide receiver, a number 2 running back, and something else to get this number 1 wide receiver or this number 1 running back from you. It'll give you multiple positions of depth, and it'll give me a stud.
And let's put it on the other side. Let's say you're 3-7 or you're 4-6 and you're in deep trouble. What kind of trades are you looking to make there? I mean,
you're talking about a keeper league, right? I mean,
no, I'm talking about
redraft. If I'm
3-7,
I'm
3-7 in a redraft.
I'm not really paying attention anymore. As well as I should.
Going through the motions. I'm not.
But let's say you're 4-6, or maybe you're 5-5, and you're trying to sneak in.
4-6 or 5-5. I'm doing lottery ticket type of trades. I think I'm trying to get, if I know Joe Burrow was activated this week, but if he wasn't back, I'm trying to make a home run trade so I can get him, or if I think, I don't know, Isaiah Davis, if I'm thinking that Breece Hall is going to get hurt, or
you got to look for lottery tickets.
You got to look for guys who can make magic. I might look at, because if you're 3-7, you don't have the horses to trade for legitimate studs. You just don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like tonight with the Jets, Wilson's not playing for the Jets, so I think the next man up is that Adonai Mitchell. Is that how you say his name?
AD Mitchell, yeah,
AD Mitchell. I think he's. I just my feeling is I think he's going to get the majority of the targets. I think.
But here's and you're right.
Yes. And again, let's go to Marvin Harrison Jr., not senior, junior in Arizona. He's out. He had his appendix taken out. So, Michael, is Wilson the next guy up for Arizona? I mean, is he going to be the next, like?
I just think Trey McBride gets 10 more targets.
See, that's the thing. Well, you can't.
Well, of course, Trey will, yes.
Yeah, but
my issue with Adonai Mitchell, and I agree, that's the type of thing you're looking for. Like,
right?
Who's Marcus Mariota going to be throwing to with everybody on the IR right out there? But my problem is if Justin Fields is averaging like 14 yards passing per game, it's laughable how bad he's been and how little they throw the ball. That's the problem with that. Like, I at least want a team like where they're just chucking the ball, and they're willing to throw it up there.
If they could just get Mac Jones, seriously, right. they just need
or Joe Flacco.
And that's the thing. The Jets, they just don't have that. So
they had Joe Flacco. I mean,
I honestly think a lottery ticket this week would be a Darius Slayton type for the Giants, because they announced that famous Jameis is going to be the quarterback, and we know how little he fears the interception. So he's going to just be chucking the ball all over the yard.
How many interceptions? I predict 3. How many do you say?
Well, they're playing Green Bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say 2.5 is probably what the over-under would be.
Yeah, and 2.5 is the over-under for sure.
And then, probably also 2 touchdowns.
Well, I listen. He can throw for 400 yards. I mean, this guy, he has no conscience.
Easily.
He doesn't care.
Oh, I think he'll have 3 touchdowns and
Green Bay's still a pretty good defense.
I still think he's going to have 3 touchdowns.
But he look, if his arm can get it to the end zone and there's a receiver in the end zone, he's going to try to find it to him.
All right, so we know that the landscape shifts every week.
Right.
And I want to talk about certain players and see, does this move the needle for you and what you're seeing? So, for example, Tyler Algier, 11 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. Oh. Is this a trend that's going to happen? I know this is a headache for Bijan owners, but
I just think I think it's a trend that's going to continue. I mean, Arthur Smith did it in Death of a Salesman. Sorry, Arthur Smith did it when he was the OC there.
Arthur C. Clarke did it when.
Yes, and we all complained then, and now it's just being continued. I mean, Algiers is a very good running back. He had 1,000 yards or almost 1,000 yards his rookie year.
Yeah.
But how do you have maybe the most talented running back in the world and give up 13 to 14 touches a game to his backup?
When is the coach for Atlanta going to lose his job? I mean, they got him. He was the Rams defensive coordinator. Got his name. But, I mean, this guy has 3 really talented guys on offense, and he doesn't know how to utilize them. Like, I guess Jake London's doing a lot of stuff, I guess, this year. But
the only answer I can give you about when he's going to lose his job is in the future. I know it's going to happen.
I think he's gone. As soon as their season's over, he'll be fired.
I just don't. Can I just get this out here? I don't want Bill Belichick to be the next coach of the New York Giants. Can we not have that?
Yeah,
that's like the worst idea I've ever heard.
All right,
I've heard worse, but
unless his girlfriend comes with him. If the girlfriend's with him, then I agree. Okay, you got a question? Go ahead.
Their total age together is 80 years old. All right, Nino Pena says, "Is the downgrade of Josh Allen to Caleb worth it to upgrade Jamo to Reishi?" No, not for me. But let me hear from the other 2.
Wow, that's actually a tougher choice than I thought it would be. Like when you hear the name, but I mean, Caleb has been playing really well. He's got good wide receivers, and Rashee Rice is a true number 1. And he's got Patrick Mahomes throwing to him. Josh Allen has nobody to throw to.
I know, but he's still Josh Allen. I mean, and it's not like
Jameson Williams is sharing. Slack. I mean, last week was a good week, but you're going to have to deal with also those.
Okay, here's a question for you, Casey. Ready?
2 for 30. Yeah.
Here's where we answer the question. Starting today, who's going to have more fantasy points, Caleb or Josh?
I'd have to look at their schedules.
I don't.
You think Josh will?
I mean, probably
Yes.
Josh Allen, but Rashee Rice could average 8 points more per game receiving.
He could.
just hate the Kansas City receivers. I don't trust
see, I
them.
don't.
It's
Because Patrick Mahomes is now an MVP, playing that MVP style. They're throwing the ball over, and Rashee Rice is his number one.
Yeah, I mean,
some weeks.
look, I get it, but a lot of this is about risk aversion. Josh Allen and
Josh Allen's
Jameson,
safe. The floor is great,
and it's the combination that, like, Jameson Williams, that's not a bad receiver to have at all. So Josh Allen with JMO, that is a much safer bet.
I know, and look at his next statement, and I agree with him entirely. By the way, like,
let's see,
the 3 weeks of the playoffs and finals are all cold weather snow games.
They are, but it's still Josh Allen. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Look, I love getting Rice. I love getting Rice over JMO, but like, Caleb just worries me. I mean, relying on a Bears quarterback. Ooh, I know he's looking solid, but I don't think to that tune. I also think you can probably get some kind of deal like that done and do even better. That's my guess. But actually, I will say this: not a bad idea to be thinking about shopping Josh Allen in the right deal, given those matchups. Just what Casey said. Yeah. All right, another guy that I'm just wanting to check in on, Kamani Vidal. He's been around for a couple weeks now, really making a big splash.
Yeah.
Is this going to continue? I mean, 2 weeks ago, he didn't do much of anything. But
when is Hampton coming back?
That's the question.
Is it after
the most recent thing is, I don't know. It's kind of what the coach said. He's like, we're taking it day by day or whatever it is, week by week.
But
look,
when
Chargers,
they say week by week,
when they say
coming back soon.
Yeah,
the Chargers are a really good team.
Yeah.
And they have Jacksonville.
Even if he does come back,
they have Jacksonville this weekend.
Couldn't you
I don't
argue?
think Jacksonville, Herbert's going to have like 300 yards against Jacksonville. Their defense is not that great. Trying to be nice.
I mean, couldn't you argue that Vidal's going to have a role anyway? Like, they're going to try to keep Hampton.
Yeah, he will. I agree, but it goes from being an RB2 to down to a low end flex when there's another person taking at least 50% of the snaps.
Sure.
And if you're looking at the playoffs, that's not when you want one of your guys to become a flex play.
Yep. All right. How about Woody Marks?
I love him.
Yeah.
Tell me why you love him, Casey.
Well, because Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb are terrible, and so he's the volume guy there. For me, I want the guy with the most volume. I'd rather get 65 yards on 13 carries than 65 yards on 6 carries, because you're only getting 6 touches a game, and you're not always going to get the carries. The Texans, well, now Davis Mills is their quarterback, so they're going to rely on the running back even more.
Yeah, he's starting for sure this week. They already
although he did well in his last start.
Yeah, but I think volume is key, and he's there. They don't have anybody taking snaps from him right now. Kamani, that's the same reason I think Vidal might be a better running back, but if he's not getting the chance, just like Tyler Algier is a great running back, is a good running back. I shouldn't say great, but he shouldn't be getting touches. Look what happened to Tank Bigsby. The guy we were talking about who should be drafted first here, ETN at the preseason, and he goes to Philadelphia and he's not heard of again. It's whether you're getting the touches, and Woody Marks is going in the right direction. He's ascending at this point with his use in the offense.
All right, we got a question coming in. Who for my wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 and flex spot?
Whoa. Okay.
All right, so we're going to evaluate the entire team here. Okay, so Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Quentin Johnson, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Addison,
Parker Washington,
Hollywood Brown, Tez Johnson. Okay, so we've got and then running backs: Charbonnet or a wide receiver. Got Josh Jacobs and Travion Henderson as running back 1 and 2, and Jonathan Taylor on bye. Okay, so
that's a pretty good team.
That is. So we need to pick 3 receivers and a flex. So for me, Devontae Adams automatically in.
Yeah.
I mean,
as long as he's playing, that's why he put the Q next to him
every week.
Right. But if he's playing, you play him. I say you play Jordan Addison no matter what also.
That's 2.
And tell me if you guys don't agree with that. But
no,
Jordan
I agree.
Addison, I'm not a huge I don't know how much I believe in JJ McCarthy right now.
Yeah, but it's just Addison's role.
Because I think Quentin Johnston, I think Quentin Johnston to me is a definite play going against Jacksonville this weekend.
Those would be my 3 wide receivers. And then what's the Charbonnet situation at this point?
Who knows?
He gets about 40% of the handoffs.
Yep. And what about the goal line work?
They're playing the Rams this weekend.
Goal line, they mix it up. Some games he's the goal line guy, and some games
my gut here says Devontae Adams, Quentin Johnson, Jordan Addison, and Zach Charbonnet.
I would go Devontae Adams, Quentin Johnston, Deebo Samuel, because they don't have any other wide receivers for Washington to throw to.
Yeah.
And maybe Jordan Addison or maybe Tez Johnson.
Ross?
Adams, he's horrible. Never catches a touchdown. I'm just kidding. Adams, of course. Deebo, of course. I would take a shot with Tez Johnson just because that game this weekend with Buffalo, it's going to be a display of offense. And those two guys are really competitive, but they're really friends off the field. They're really friendly. So they're going to try to show each other off. And Tez Johnson's like the number 2 guy there, right, Casey?
Right now behind Ibuka.
Yeah. So I like that. I like Charbonnet too. Charbonnet gets touchdowns. He scored last week, and he gets the ball.
Charbonnet just felt like a gut instinct, but I understand the Deebo or Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Addison scares me, like you said. Somebody said it, just because McCarthy I don't trust either.
He hasn't looked good.
I mean, he just doesn't get the ball to Jefferson at all, and he barely gets to Addison. And Quentin Johnson, I just have a bias against him just because he drops so many passes. I just can't. He's horrible. He drops the ball the more than anybody in the league. He's the worst. I don't know.
Well, Juan, you've got 3 similar answers, but some variations. So let's see what you think and what we said. All right, next up, we've got Galaxy Pickers. Ty Warren owner said Warren is available. Any trade ideas? Definitely want to snatch him up. My roster is Lamb, London, Roma Dunze, Diggs. That's Jonathan Taylor, I assume. Judkins, Marks, Harvey, Dallas.
I think Harvey's starting this week.
It's got to be a 10-team league.
Is this a 2-team league or 3-team league? Like Mason Taylor
okay, so let's see. Trade ideas.
I don't know who else
Warren. Why do you want to trade Warren?
No, he wants to trade for Warren.
Oh, for Warren.
The guy who has Warren is saying he's available.
This might be a little risque, but I would
risque or risky.
13 team. Wow, risque. I would probably try to get. I don't know who else he has.
Yeah,
but I might try to give him Roma Dunze and try to get Tyler Warren and something else.
I mean, couldn't you just trade Dallas Goedert and Odunze for Warren and just be done with it? I mean,
you could, but aren't you overpaying at that point?
You're getting a roster spot with it.
Yeah, but I might see who he would on his roster who I could get back. But yeah, I would do that.
Yeah, but I think that's the
I would probably do Mason Taylor and not Dallas Goedert though.
No one wants Mason Taylor. There's no value.
Right, but you're trading Odunze. That's who he wants.
True,
Odunze
but you know,
and Dallas Goedert, I would trade those two for.
I mean,
sorry, you said Ross. You said Goddard and who?
Odunze.
Rome, yeah.
I think that's our main idea. And listen,
Odunze to me isn't consistent. Diggs, it doesn't have the ceiling Rome Odunze has.
No.
But he's
also, you're not going to get the same value for him. No. Like,
I actually think he might have more value right now than
that might be. But I'm talking about trade value.
No, I know. That's why I said.
Yeah, I think we're all right.
See what he thinks about Rome, and maybe he likes Rome. Who knows?
Try Rome Odunze and
unless
Dallas Goedert.
You like having London and Rome in the same team.
That's right. That's pretty interesting. And Dallas, 13-team league. Whoa, which is even weirder. That is extremely weird. Wow. I don't even know how that works.
They're 7 years old. They're all 7 years old.
I think that's a great deal for you, though. All right, let's jump back to some surprises or players that we're evaluating. Let's go with Jalen Naylor. So speaking of McCarthy, I mean, Jalen Naylor had 124 yards and a touchdown. It was only on 6 targets, so and he's the 3rd receiver. How reliable is he? Is this a total flash in the pan?
I don't know.
I mean, it was very surprising.
Maybe McCarthy likes throwing to him. I don't know. I mean, we have the stats of McCarthy are very
Well,
shallow.
look,
We don't know his tendencies at all.
I didn't watch the
can't figure
game,
it out.
so I'm going to put that out there. But who
Yep.
knows how much the coverages were being rolled towards Addison and Jetta.
I mean,
that
look,
just allowed
nobody should be
Naylor-
starting Jalen Naylor unless they're desperate this coming week. We just don't know enough yet.
No.
How about Mac Hollins in New England? He's
No.
had two out of the last 3 weeks. He's been really good.
Oh no, I don't deny that. I just don't trust him. Like there are certain guys who
I love how it just made you laugh instantly.
well, I just think it's Matt Hollins. Like,
Yeah.
But look, outside of Stephon Diggs, there's nobody else there who's really catching the ball. Hunter Henry's been lackluster. Kyle Williams had 2 good catches. I had 1 good catch last week. So, I mean, Mac Hollins had a few good games last year too.
Definitely don't start him. But
no.
I could see snatching him up and just seeing if he gets.
He's one of those guys you want when it's bye-mageddon, when there's 5 or 6 teams on bye, and you're just like, I need somebody.
All right, so Galaxy Pickers notes each team gets a bye week. LOL. I have to say, I admire the commitment that this league had. They were like, we've only got 13.
I've been non-numbered. What happens is if we have the bye week, you take the average of the points, and that decides if you win or lose.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I've been in leagues like that before.
Now, I do want to say, I looked deeper into Tez Johnson, and I'm like, ooh,
yeah,
this is starting to look pretty spicy here. He's definitely a player that I'd want.
I'm telling you, Baker and Allen are going to have huge games this weekend. It's going to be that's going to be the best game of the day on Sunday.
All right, how about Alec Pierce? He's been doing well for 4 straight weeks.
That guy's been a monster. I think Casey and I talked about Alec Pierce. He's just he's on fire. But
well, I mean, imagine. Wouldn't you love to be a wide receiver in a play action team when Jonathan Taylor's the one they're doing the handoff
that sounds nice to me.
Because Pierce has always been a guy who's had the speed to get behind the defense. And when the first move of the linebackers or the secondary is to step forward because they think Taylor's getting it, you're not catching up to him.
Yep. Well, I'm going to ask, this is a dynasty question or keeper league question. With Alec Pierce, what's he worth in trade from a keeper standpoint or a dynasty, standpoint? Like I have this on my mind because I'm trying to deal for him. Would you give up a 1st-round pick for Alec Pierce?
No.
You can't.
No, I might give up.
You can't.
A couple 3rd-round picks.
Well, I think that to me is actually kind of a no-brainer at this point because he's got a chance to be a true breakout player in this role. I'd even give up a 2nd-round pick, but not a 1st-round pick. We got another question coming in. Do you like Adunze or Diggs this week?
Unfortunately, because New England's the Thursday night game, you have to make that call now.
Yes. I would go with Adunze. I do not like Thursday games for high scoring.
I do have both of those players on my fantasy team with you guys, so I should be the expert to answer.
Yeah, well, let's hear it then, Ross.
Rome is like Mr. Touchdown. He catches a touchdown almost every other game. You got to start Rome. And the Bears play, Casey, help me.
They play Minnesota in the Dome. Right.
They play Minnesota. The dome's blown up, but that's fine. But I like Rome. I think Caleb's going to have a big game. A lot of passing. I don't think they'll win, but I think it's
for multiple reasons. I'd go with Rome. I don't love the Thursday games for
the ceiling is higher for Rome Odunze, certainly.
I'd say the ceiling's higher and the floor is not that far off at all.
No.
Well, considering like the week before he had like 1 reception for 7 yards, he had 0 receptions.
Plus, I mean, Stephon Diggs is going to have to compete with Mac Hollins.
Right, but remember, Stephon Diggs is a showboater. He loves playing on primetime games.
Exactly.
He loves the attention.
That's true. That is true.
Mentally, you guys been around people like that. I mean, these guys. Really
Yes,
like
Ross, we have.
So, I don't know. I still would start Rome, but Diggs could have a big game just because of that factor. And isn't he having a kid with like some big pop star, right?
Like 4 different women, I think, in this calendar year.
Right. But in fact, he got some big celebrity pregnant.
He's challenged Nicki Minaj, I think. He's challenging Anthony Edwards for the most kids in a calendar year.
Or Tariq Hill.
Yeah, there's a few people who are populating the entire earth.
Yeah, smart.
All right, so let's talk about Parker Washington. He's back from a hamstring thing. He's practicing again. Is he the real deal? I mean, he It's hard for me to tell, actually.
I just don't like Trevor Lawrence.
Just as a person.
No, as a quarterback.
Oh, as a quarterback. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was person. I thought
Yeah.
you were,
I'm just making sure.
I thought you didn't like his hair.
Jacoby Myers is there also.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose was one of my favorite shows. So,
yep.
Casey and I used to watch that together. When we were
can
kids.
Parker Washington lose is the question.
Yeah. But Parker Washington, as you said, I just don't like Trevor Lawrence. So I no interest.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I can
because
see it
then
as a
eventually, because they also have Jacoby Myers, and then all of a sudden Brian Thomas Jr. is going to be back. No Travis Hunter this year, and then Brenton Strange, although he just went IR, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He doesn't get me excited. How's that to own?
All right. I understand. And we're going to shift now to quarterbacks. Let's start with the Giants, Jackson Dart. Suffering from a concussion. Looks like he was going to get a concussion on several weeks in a row. So what's the story with that case?
I'm not sure what you mean. He doesn't know how to take a hit. He doesn't know how to get out of bounds. He doesn't know how to go down. Like that's.
I'm more mean. What's the story with the
story
people
is
who
this,
have a roster? When's he coming back?
They're not going to risk the franchise on a losing.
That's
year.
what I'm worried about. I'm worried he's not going to come back at all.
This guy. They're going to.
No, I think he'll come back, but you'll see
because they're that stupid.
Kafka running a very conservative offense where Dart is not allowed to run.
Yeah, but he'll be running. Come on.
I mean, Kafka is going to run a very conservative offense. He's
going to be running
dead
the ball.
for years.
Scatterboo will be in the sidelines in a wheelchair.
That metamorphosis of his is.
We're making some really interesting references today.
Scatterboo will be out there also in a wheelchair. It'd be great. I can't wait.
All right, well, let's talk about some of these We're going to wrap up shortly, but Davis Mills, Marcus Mariota, these guys are replacement quarterbacks. Jacoby Brissett. Where would you rank those three?
Well, go back to Jacoby. He's playing because he earned it. I mean, Murray's a big disappointment.
I thought Murray's hurt.
Not going to be in. Murray will not be a Cardinal next season. He'll be.
I thought Murray was hurt though.
Casey, I'll bet you $1 he'll be a Raider. What do you think?
Deal. I'll take it.
Okay, good.
Raiders.
That gives me like 31 other teams. So it seems like good odds.
That's funny. So if you had to rank Brissett,
that bet. I was kidding.
Brissett, Mariota,
Murray is healthy. He's just not playing because he's horrible. That's the reason. So
wow. So you think he's done? I mean, anybody you think is going to end up on the Raiders, that means they're done.
Well, I just think the Raiders.
Look,
obviously,
of those three this week,
I can't wait to hear this.
Man, I'm going to say I prefer.
I'm pulling up the matchups here.
Ooh, I like Marcus Mariota, except he's playing in like Berlin or something. Because I love the matchup against Miami.
The Dolphins in Berlin. You're 100% right.
So that's, you got Brissett going against San Francisco. That's not the easiest matchup.
Yeah, but they're all hurt. Their defense isn't that great.
And the Texans are playing Tennessee, so I like that matchup too. So if I had to go, I would go.
I kind of like Marcus Mariota against Miami.
I think Mariota, then Brissett, then Mills.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
No Marvin Harrison. Marcus Mariota, then Mills, then Brissett. Because Nico Collins, not Mac Hollins, Nico Collins still gives me the advantage.
All right. So Casey, you both sounded concerned about JJ McCarthy. Do you think he's going to hold on to this job?
I think he has 5 weeks to prove, or 6 weeks to prove that he is their quarterback going forward. I think that he's got the job this year.
Yeah, I mean, they invested enough in him that they're going to see what they have this year.
He, he has such great offensive weapons, and he's not putting up numbers. I mean, put any one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the league with Addison, Jefferson, Aaron Jones, TJ Hawkinson, and you're going to see put Joe Flacco on that team. What does that look like?
Yep. It would be interesting.
It's so funny. Like Flacco's playing the Steelers this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. So both quarterbacks again, over 40 years old.
85 years old.
85 years old.
Yeah.
Almost as old as Bill Belichick and
his girlfriend.
I mean, Flacco, if you look at his prediction numbers, he's supposed to throw like over 300 yards and 40 attempts this week.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep. All right, we got another question coming in. Marks or Harvey this week?
Oh, I don't even think it's close. I think it's Woody Marks.
Really?
RJ Harvey is in a timeshare against the Chiefs, who are a very good run defense. And Woody Marks has the majority of the carries against Tennessee.
Yeah, but Harvey's the guy with the JT, what's his name, who has the job there?
J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins.
I mean, Harvey has barely been running the ball at all.
Yeah, but Dobbins is hurt, guys.
That's fine. He's still going against the Chiefs.
Listen, if it were a stronger running back than Marks as on the other side, I would side with you. But I'm going to go with Harvey on this.
I go with Harvey.
He's got the role. He's got a lot of talent.
I think I'm up $1 on Ross from the whole Kyler Murray trade. So double or nothing on the who has a better day.
All right, and we're going to wrap up on this. I want to know, how long does Dillon Gabriel have as the Browns quarterback?
He shouldn't be the quarterback this week.
Yeah, but
I don't understand why they're not giving. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to the Shedeur Sanders stuff than I'll ever be aware of. But why the heck would you at least not give him a chance? Because one thing he's always done is stood in the pocket and not been afraid to release the ball right before he gets hit.
I mean,
Dillon Gabriel is like 4'7".
He's an Oompa Loompa. So listen, I think Dillon Gabriel, to me, this is going to sound kind of funny, but he has cemented himself as clearly backup material. And I don't mean that like he's not just a starter. I mean, he's actually a good backup. Like, right. You've seen it. That's great. He's a great backup quarterback. Now, see if you can find your starter. You know, I'm as you guys know, I'm not really a Browns fan anymore, and I really mean it. But Dillon Gabriel, I think, is a good backup quarterback.
He's not a starter. Casey, Shedeur Sanders should get a shot. I mean, they should put him out there and just see.
Might as well. All right, Galaxy Pickers has subbed. Thanks, gents. You are welcome, Galaxy Pickers. Good luck with that. We hope it works out for you. Yeah, I mean, the Browns, only the Jets could make the Browns look good. And the Browns look just terrible. All right, guys, we're going to continue next week. Casey and Ross do a waiver wire show on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. We'll be back for this strategy show, all three together, hopefully. That's Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for the questions. Keep it coming.
Really quick, before we leave, I want to get people's predictions on what player is going to have the most fantasy points this weekend coming up. Go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my. That's
the most points coming up.
The most points. Quarterback, running back, receiver. Who's going to have the monster game? Go.
Justin Herbert.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with, oh, God. It's got to be a quarterback, usually. Oh, I forgot to ask about the New Orleans quarterback. We'll do that in a little bit. I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I'm going with Mahomes.
I'll go with Jamar Chase. There you go.
All right.
Next week.
We will see. Thank you guys for watching.